Hey you guys, welcome to the Love Nest.
Why don't you come on back home to my love nest?
I have some dirty questions.
Oh no.
Better be exciting a little.
What did I get myself into?
Hey you guys, welcome to the Love Nest with my two little lovebirds.
Aww.
Tweet, tweet, tweet. We have the Miss Hey Kaylee.
Hello.
And Cecily, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. And you guys have to answer. What should I ask you? Okay, I have it. If you had to be a candy bar in your love life. Okay, no. Rephrase that. Let's back it up.
I'm
If
just
you had to
picturing like a
choose-
chunky piece of poopy candy bar, which would be accurate in my case.
Okay, so if you had to choose a candy bar or a candy to represent your love life, what would it be and why? Ready?
My love life?
Go. You both look like you've eaten bitter
Do you
candy.
want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Cecily. My YouTube channel is called Cecily. You can find really inappropriate comedy over there. And I would say that, that what's that one? Is it a Mars bar that's really, no, a Snickers. Snickers, because it looks like poo.
Your love life is poo. But that's okay, because then you get to the middle of the poo and it's caramel, and that's always awesome.
Right, and it does taste good.
Yes.
Doesn't taste like poo, which is helpful.
So maybe it just looks bad, but it really isn't too terrible on
Right.
the inside.
Good.
I like that. We'll go with
I
that.
like it.
I should have known that you were going to bring up candy bars. You always bring up candy bars.
Listen, it's a fat kid party with me all the time.
Oh, jeez. Well, I don't know.
You love hot tamales, and I know you and Casey.
Oh, yeah. Like
But that's not a candy bar. That's a candy.
Okay, but I can go with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to go with that. My name is Kaylee. I have a channel called Hey Kaylee, and my love life is like a hot tamale.
Ooh.
Bada bang.
Spicy.
Okay, so something I like to surprise my guests with is the love face. Kaylee has done this before. We don't know what the question that is going to be asked to you, so you just have to answer honestly. And go with your first gut.
Okay. Have you ever had to deal with a bad breakup where your ex calls you a bad name?
Ooh.
Oh snap. Yes, and yes. It was a really bad word. It was us three. I don't remember, we went to go see a movie, and I was
We were
upset,
babysitting.
and somebody was texting me, and they called me the C-U-N-T word.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, don't let that make you feel bad. I'm like, that's the worst word to be called. How does that not? And you were like, embrace it. And then you told us the story. Will you share it?
Yeah, sure. The C word story?
Yes. I mean, this is all out of love. Plug your ears. Don't ever call anybody this name, but I want to hear it.
Plugging my
Or
ears.
feel free to after you hear the story.
Just don't tell your mom or dad that we said that. It was okay.
Okay, so the first time that I heard the word cunt, I was 18 and I was in college, and I was visiting another girl's college who I didn't know very well, and she lived in a co-op. She was like really hippie-ish. She was like a Wiccan, and she was really into all sorts of stuff. She didn't shave her armpits. She had really long hair, and she always wore a muumuu.
It's kind of like Kaylee.
She was always talking about being one with the earth and one with her womanness, and she was constantly talking about her cunt. Not in a this is how it feels today kind of way, but this is my holy shrine. My cunt is my holy shrine.
It is your
And
temple.
she felt like it was so holy that she had a shrine to it in her room.
Whoa. Of hers?
No, there were old sculptures from
Ooh, that's worse.
the Middle Ages and some pictures.
I don't like those hand motions with the idea
Oh,
of having
some
this is
pictures.
not a good visual.
I
for
think
me.
there was a Maplethorpe in there.
It's like a purse.
Really good photography. So she had this triangle-shaped shrine to her cunt. And because I had never heard the word before and all I associated it with was this girl that was actually pretty, she was such a hippie that it was hilarious. She was so granola that it was the funniest thing. And the fact that she was constantly talking about her cunt was actually really funny. And her shrine was even kind of funny. She would she was very earnest and was in front of there and being yes, womanly.
Can you imagine if that was your
oneness.
roommate and you walked in and she's just doing that to that shrine every day? I'd be like, yep.
Where did this come from? Like, did she talk about like where she felt this need to?
I think that it was because she had recently become a Wiccan, and that's all about motherhood and like being womanly and
like
embracing
owning your body and empowering
maiden
it.
mother crone triptych. And
So basically,
and this is your triangle. This is your holy triangle that you got in your downstairs business if you're a lady. So she wanted to talk about it a lot.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's like an empowerment thing, right?
Right. So because I had never heard the word at all before, I didn't know that it was used as a swear. I just knew that she talked about it all the time. So every time I heard the word, I would just laugh because it was really funny.
That's funny because anytime I hear the word now, I envision you telling the story. I'm like, it's not a big deal. There's a shrine somewhere. So it's a good thing.
And the truth is, I mean, she was very funny because she was so earnest and into it, but she has a point too.
She meant well, yeah.
You know, we're women. It's not like calling someone a dick isn't really that big of it. I mean, it's an insult,
Yeah.
but it's not like the worst thing you can call someone.
I mean, it's kind of vulgar, and I would not accept it if my child said that, but it really is
Right.
calling like somebody, you're such an elbow. Stop being
yeah,
an arm.
it's a body
It's an
part.
appendage, like whatever.
It's a body part that is either has like lots of fun times in there, or you get a baby out of there. So really, you want to make a swear word out of that?
It's not that awesome. But like, how would you deal? Like, have you ever had somebody? I mean, how do you deal with it? I think if they're going to be low enough to say those words to you,
If someone means it and they're someone that's your boyfriend, then
they shouldn't be your
then
boyfriend
they
anymore.
should be your boyfriend.
Right? Yeah, you should cut it off.
Yeah.
Cut it off and
Yeah.
get on with it.
So now,
And don't make a
this
shrine.
this seems very sexual, shriny too.
Get in that love base and get some. I love you.
What's the hottest move someone's made on you? Oh
Oh.
gosh,
Wow.
I don't know. I have to think about it for a minute.
The hot,
Hottest
like, or
move.
the hottest move. Let's think. I think any guy who is willing to be forward in a way that's tasteful. I think that's always like, whoa. Did Casey make the first move with you?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I thought
It was so awkward, but I loved it so much. We were both like sitting
My
on the
family
couch
awkward?
like this.
Never.
And we were just like sitting there, and he was just. I think he just thought, "All right, well here we go." And I was just like,
He
"All
said
right."
that?
No, he didn't say that, but I think that that's what he was feeling.
Did he
'cause we were
kiss
just
you?
like sitting there, and then yeah.
I bet.
I mean, we were young and dumb, and I think it was just like, "All right,
Okay, let's kiss.
this is gonna be awkward, but let's do it."
We have nothing else to talk about, so let's just kiss.
I think maybe for me, a moment like that would have been like, I think that I was like at a dinner with some people with a guy that I liked, but nothing had happened, and we walked outside and it was kind of like snowy, but I only had like my coat on like halfway, and our other friends had sort of gone like slightly down the street, and he grabbed me only with these two fingers by my hips.
I love those two
And like
fingers.
pulled me towards him, and then he moved my head sideways with his nose.
I need a demonstration. Can you
what?
show that on Kaylee?
But I have a cold, otherwise I would. But he like sort of tilted my head
you want-
sideways
He's like-
with his face and then kissed me. And it was like a really deep, like
Oh, that's
hungry,
romantic.
like
Was
kiss.
that the first time?
The first time I kissed him, yeah.
That's a good kiss.
It was really good. And I think what was great about it was that he seemed like he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes.
And like exactly
had
how my
planned
body
it?
would move or something.
And you just responded.
It was just lots of chemistry and
I
stuff.
love it. Love it. All right.
I want to add to that though. I think like we're talking about the first moves, but even like when you're married, I
Totally.
feel like you still need to do those romantic
Yeah.
things, like catch your husband or your wife off guard and grab them and
Yeah.
do something passionate like that.
Good point. Like when you least expect it, and then they move in, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, because I think
it
when
by
you're
surprise.
dating and when it's the beginning, you're not expecting it, but you're kind of expecting it. Things are more romantic. But when you get married and you've been married for a while, those things don't happen as often. So just like when
But women always want the men.
All right, ladies, I have some viewer questions. We got a private message from Brooke. Can't say the last name. She wants to know, I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years. We love each other, but we fight a lot because he is very flirty, and sometimes it tests my trust.
I would say figure it out right now, because
Yeah.
you're just gonna fight worse if you continue to stay together and if you get married. And if he's flirty and that's a problem, you gotta figure it out now.
That's such good advice.
Yeah, I think if someone is naturally flirty, they're probably just always going to be like that. So
Yeah.
if you can't handle that, then don't be with them.
Right.
I know, and that's a hard thing because I feel like I'm that way. I'm naturally flirty, and I felt like in the past people wanted me to change that, but you can change who you are, and you shouldn't hold that against somebody as like
Yeah.
a bad thing unless it's a terrible
Unless they're
habit.
being flirty in an inappropriate way,
Right.
and then
Yes.
leave them because of that, because that's stupid.
But I know couples who one is really flirty and the other one's just like, yeah, they're flirty. I don't care because
Yeah.
I know that he loves me or
Because
she
there
loves
has to
me.
be trust there. You have to trust that person enough to know that their personality is a
Yeah.
little more flirty, but they love you and they're gonna take care of you.
I think that's kind of like the tripod of like relationship, is that you need to have trust, you need love, and you need compatibility. And if one of your tripod legs is broken, then you're gonna be limping.
You're going to need
Limpy-
crutches.
Limpy relationship.
a limpy Lou. Yeah, and where they've been together for 2 years, and you do love each other a lot, maybe you need it, Brooke, I love you, but maybe you need to let go of that insecurity and just drop your vulnerability walls and trust him. And then, I don't know, that's scary though, because
I think maybe ask him why he needs to flirt. What does he get out of it?
yeah.
And if what he gets out of it isn't something you're comfortable with, then you think about that. But if what he gets out of it is actually just like, I'm enjoying life or something like that.
Like he
then-
thinks he's funny.
Or maybe, I mean, he's not even realizing that he's intentionally like flirting or being hurtful, and they should just communicate. Over communicate. I don't think you can communicate enough in a relationship. And just
Totally.
always talking about your feelings, because it's constantly always changing.
Yeah.
You know, women feel so much. We have so many emotions. Guys are very like black and white. How can I fix this? Like, there's feelings involved, but
I feel
do
like
you-
every man that I date is not like that at all. I don't know where those men come from that people are always talking about. I'm black and white. I have hardly any
You're like,
feelings.
no. 50
The men
Shades
that
of
I'm
Grey
dating
on
are
a
always
whole
like,
level.
they have lots of feelings.
See, because I mean, I look at people in my life of relationships that are successful and doing well, and I think that, like, even Shay is kind of a little bit flirty, but I mean, him and Colette
But
have.
it's a playful thing.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's just his personality, and she's never asked him to change, or. But I think it comes back down because they have trust. Wow.
I'm just thinking about Shay and my mom.
Oh my gosh.
Does he
I
flirt with
think
your mom?
Shay is like,
I don't think
he
that
likes
that
to make
should be
people
on the
feel uncomfortable, so he does things like my friend, bless her heart, I hope you're watching, but my friend Erin, she like had a crush on Shay. So he knew that, and so when she'd ever come around, he'd like get up and like nuzzle her and like hug her, and Colette would just laugh, you know, but I could see some wives being like, she's this young, hot little, you know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm secure with my relationship with Casey, but I would not like that. I would not like flirting.
He's not like that.
He's
Yes,
not.
but that's
just
yeah.
not a
Shay and
flirty
Casey are
person.
different,
Yeah.
and you guys, you and Casey have a different dynamic than you and Shay. Or I hope you and Shay have a different
Yes,
dynamic.
we do. Yeah, so I guess just if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure.
All right, Brooke, it's the best advice we can give you. Okay, ladies, thank you for being here. So nice.
That's all?
Yes.
We don't have any more time for
I mean, we
lurid
could-
stories.
We're gonna have you back. That story, I don't think any story that we could ever have on the show will ever top the Triangle Shrine. So remember, if somebody calls you a name, don't give them that power to hurt you. Just embrace it, right?
There's a shrine to whatever word they're saying somewhere. There is.
They call you a bad
Good way to
word,
think about it.
just embrace it. Any lasting relationship, love advice you want to leave with the viewers? Tips, tricks.
Communication. We talk about that all the time, but communication is very important.
It is important. I don't know. I guess choose wisely. To quote Indiana Jones.
Choose wisely. I think being able to be yourself and putting yourself out there is sometimes hard for people to do. Trust yourself enough to fill it out. Go with the heart. Go with your heart. You can't lead just straight, correct? I don't know if that's true.
Feel it out or feel yourself out.
Yes.
Alone at your house if you don't have a relationship.
All right, thanks for stopping by The Love Nest. It has been a wild episode. Don't be offended. Leave comments for these guys below. Give them some love. Make sure you guys suggest any YouTubers you want to see on the future or any other guests that we could bring on. Give Cecily some love for these amazing Jeffrey Campbells.
Yes. And give you some
I'm just
for footsie.
Well, you
Footsie
know,
time.
I just thought we could get comfortable. Yes. Thanks for stopping by The Love Nest, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.